Hey guys, 4.5 books and magazines. Let's talk about the history and impact of books and magazines. So, essential bits of information about this section we're going to talk about. Books are the oldest and most intimate mass medium. Books and magazines are the most narrow-casted, except for the internet. Magazines print different editions for different areas and demographics. So, the demise of print media has been greatly exaggerated. Experts have written off print media ever since TV came out. Then the internet, then e-readers. No one's going to read a book, but guess what? It's not going away. Print media remains strong. There's nothing like holding and smelling a nice book. Better than reading it on an iPad or something that hurts your eyes. A nice book with paper. Brief history of printed material. Printed material has been around since the days of papyrus and parchment. Ancient Egypt, ancient China. In 1440, the game changed. Johann Gutenberg invented the printing press. And the first book ever printed on that printing press was the Holy Bible, the Gutenberg Bible is known as today, and a copy of that is in the Library of Congress, the world's largest library. The printing press created the first mass medium. You can now mass produce books and newspapers or whatever you, flyers, whatever you want to print out. That stuff can be mass produced and sent everywhere. So, for the first time, the same message could be printed and sent to many people. And pamphlets and books could be printed in large quantities. Society no longer had to rely on monks handwriting manuscripts, but now they could print them with ease with the printing press. Thank you, Johann. So the printing press made books and magazines more affordable and accessible. As a result, literacy rates increased dramatically because more people had access to books and could now read and learned how to read. The printing press was one of the three inventions that changed the whole face and state of things throughout the world. Francis Bacon. In 1663, Johann Rist created a periodical called Edifying Monthly Discussions in Germany. In 1672, Jean Deneau de Vais, totally butchered that name probably, created the first periodical for amusement, the Le Mercure Galant in France. In the 1700s, society's hunger for knowledge with the Age of Enlightenment enabled magazines to become very popular. In 1731, the word magazine was invented by Edward Cave, and he published the Gentleman's Magazine, and that created the term magazine. In 1741, Andrew Bradford published American Magazine, becoming the first magazine in America. Popular magazines and their beginnings. 1888, National Geographic was formed. 1922, Reader's Digest. 1923, Better Homes and Garden. 1923, Time Magazine. 1954, Sports Illustrated. Now, electronic readers are kind of a new phenomenon in the history of print. 1971, Michael Hart created the first ebook, a digital copy of the Declaration of Independence. In 1993, Bibliobytes launched a website selling ebooks. In 1995, Jeff Bezos changed the game, creating Amazon. Yes, Amazon was created for selling books online. Now look at it; it's kind of taken over the world, along with Google. In 1999, Simon & Schuster book publishers became the first trade publisher to sell print and ebooks of the same book. In 2007, Amazon introduced the Kindle, which made ebooks readily accessible to everybody, and ebooks took off. In 2010, Apple introduced the iPad. In July 2010, ebooks sales surpassed paper copies for the first time in history. More people were buying books online and reading them on Kindles and iPads than they were actually buying the books physically at a store. And that led to closure of many bookstores. Right? Books. There's three different types of books out there. There's reference books, your dictionaries, maps, encyclopedias. There's your professional books, leather-bound books you found in offices of doctors, lawyers, etc. Those big, thick leather books. And then there's your trade books that you normally read. Right? These are your trade paperbacks. They were printed on nicer paper, more durable. Think of Harry Potter. your mass market paperbacks, most books out there today. So consuming books is a personal, intimate, and solitary event. Despite being the oldest mass medium, books are still the most influential and diverse medium of mass media out there. Right? Magazines. Magazines are considered a secondary medium because you can flip through them while listening to music, watching TV, doing other things. So, how a magazine is made tells a lot about the quality of the content. For example, National Geographic printed on expensive, heavy, high quality paper, so the photographs pop out. And so you know it's going to be an expensive magazine, and it's very well done. You get the National Enquirer printed on cheap paper without flat bindings that you found at your checkouts. Bat Boy alive. The sensational stories like that. The business side of things. Narrowcasting benefits the authors and readers, and it serves as advertisers as well. Remember, narrowcasting is narrowed down, so it's only about sports, only about nature, only about cars. All right, and so magazines do it the best. In late 1880s, magazines ceased to be a content delivery system and began focusing on advertisers, all about making money. Right? Split run editions, magazines print different versions, different regions of the country. It's like Sports Illustrated may have like 4 different covers of your college football preview, depending on what region of the country you live in. And magazines can sell ad space to smaller regional clients and direct ads to them. And the point of magazines is to deliver ads to people, not necessarily to deliver content. It's all about making money. So advertising in magazines. So the back cover is most expensive because most people look at the front cover and back cover. Oh, big old ad in the back cover, most expensive. Followed by the inside front cover. And the farther back you get, the cheaper it is because people tend to read the headlines, read the most important things in magazines, why it's always up front. And so those are the most important expensive ads. An ad directed to the reader based upon magazine's content. It could also be tailored to the article itself. Because women make the bulk of purchasing decisions for home, they are highly desirable to advertisers. And the highest circulated magazine in the US used to be TV Guide. Now it's free periodicals loaded with ads such as AARP's Bulletin, Costco's Costco Connection, and Kraft's Food and Family, stuff that they print out, and all it is they make 100% profit off of that. You get all the junk mail you get in your mailbox. That's all these circulated periodical magazines. You just usually just throw away because all it is advertisement. Right? Self-publishing. Yes, you too can publish your own book through an e-publisher. And we can all write a book. We all have stories to tell. So is movie or book better? That's the age-old question. Movies tell you what to think. A good book lets you choose a few thoughts for yourself. Today, many books are written primarily to be made in movies, actually. A lot of these young adult novels written for movies, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Divergent, Twilight, so on. How do movie versions of book change the story? A lot of times they change it for visual effect, or it's hard telling a certain way in a book, or I think this way's better, so I change the story a little bit. And we own our reading experiences more than any other. For this reason, books will be around forever. Discussion questions. In what way is reading a book different than consuming other media? Do you think books will always be around? Why or why not? How have books brought about social change? And have there been movie versions of books? What you didn't like? Why? And can you identify the target market of a magazine based upon its ads alone? Those are all questions to ponder. And until next time, see ya.